Is this thing on? I hope so. Yeah, looks like everything's working. All right, we might be a little too loud. Let me go turn down the vibes. Plus, you know, these people, they gonna come get me. You know, can't be playing that copyright music, you know. Bunch of party poopers. I'm telling y'all, if you let people just do that, you have no idea the amount of traction that some of you would get, especially in this day and age. But that's not my industry, none of my business, and not why we turn the camera on. Which brings us to our point first. In memorandum of, and you know what? Give me a minute, because if we're gonna do it right. Okay? That is a Nanaism, or I should say a Kawamura-ism, because she got it from her dad. Her daddy told her, and she told me, and now I'm telling you, that a rule in life is, if it needs to be done, do it now. And as my granddaddy would tell you, there was no one who procrastinated less than my Nana, okay? And there is no one who needs it more than me. So, it is a mantra that I repeat to myself constantly. All right, now let's get what we want. The Scott Adams simultaneous sip toast. Here we go. All right. Here we go. I know why you're here. You're here for the simultaneous sip. All you need is a cup or a mug or a glass, a tankard, a chalice or stein, a canteen, jug or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid, like, for me, it's the coffee. And now join me for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better, the simultaneous sip. Tis indeed the way. And I just want to know, so if you want to add a simultaneous sip to your day, which, blessed be the late great Scott Adams, who we're absolutely adding to the pantheon of American icons, legends, and mythos, okay? And I mean, you can't read that, frankly, and not feel better than you did before you read it, okay? All right, so we looked up the simultaneous sip. It's on his X page. He did us the blessing of posting it to his X page in 2019. But yeah, the simultaneous sip. Anyways, I was feeling chatty this morning, and so I figured, what the hell, turn on the damn camera, okay? Because that's kind of the whole point of this. And also, I believe that if you are anything like me, which apparently a lot of us are, whether by choice or by design, just don't get out much, okay? We're little hermit crabs. And, you know, but I like to socialize and I like to be good at things. And so what is the key thing of going out and socializing, right? It's your ability to speak and communicate effectively, right? Which is one of our cardinal pillars. Okay, this is one of the cardinal pillars of American moralism, and let's call it Americanism. Okay, cardinal pillar of Americanism is the literacy and education of its citizenry. And this is something that is talked about in the Federalist Papers by Alexander Hamilton. It's something that every founding father, Benjamin Franklin on down, commented on regularly, and that even visitors to the early United States commented on the literacy and civic awareness of the populace as being remarkable compared to other nations. And I think that pointing this out, especially now when we're at a point when the validity of the Department of Education is under serious question. Shout out to the ops of putting the wife of the WWE into the, Department of Education chair. 'Cause like, come on, y'all. America is nothing but reality TV. And if life is entertainment, you got to give it to the man. Optically, you want to knock that department down? Who do you put in? The wife of the WWE? Baby, you just got to sit back and enjoy the television, okay? Because that's what we're coming to find out. And that's what I think is great about the internet age and the immediacy, right? Is that if you can learn to disconnect an appropriate amount and reconnect with real life and live in a way that is rooted, right, in reality and in a sense of identity. And you have, as we've been talking about, self-reliance by Emerson, right? If you have that core of self-reliance, then you're able to go into the sticky little interwebs, bathe around in the pool of idiocy and educate yourself and come back out better, right? And the best entertainment, let me tell you right now, okay, you cannot deny that as stressful as it might be, as anxiety-inducing as it might be, it's better than anything that's come out of Hollywood in the past 10 years, okay? I mean, and obviously that's broad sweeping because you're going to have, black swans that show up, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't, okay? Well, we're all living here. Music, film, none of it. Art. And speaking of art, if you haven't checked out my guy's video about the CIA involvement in the modern art movement, then have I got something new for you, okay? I gotta make a little note. CIA art video. Okay, links. We always gotta make notes for ourselves so we don't forget. Okay, CIA art videos. We're gonna link those because, yummy. Yummy. Love it. I love it. So, and for those of you who are wondering, how on earth does this pertain? Pardon me, I shouldn't have hit the mic. How does this pertain to my creative life, right? Because a lot of y'all come here because of a certain TV show, and a streaming show rather. And people want to know, what is my creative process? And I can't tell you that, right? Because one of the things that I think, and you'd have to talk to a lot of other creatives about this, but one of the things about every individual's creativity is that, first of all, we all have it, right? Like every human being, it's part of what makes you the apex predator, right? Is your creativity. And it's an indefinable spark that is fueled, formed, and informed by your particular life experience. And no one else is going to have the same life experience that you do. So no one's creativity is the same as yours, and no one's creativity can mimic yours. So a lot of it is that, but so I can't tell you how to get where I am, but I can tell you that I don't do it by watching TV. I mean, I do watch TV, but I like the most recent show that I just watched was filmed in like 1962. Okay, like that's what we're talking about here. Okay, the movies that I recommend are generally pre like 1990. If you're lucky, right? Like most of the films that I've been watching recently are in 1930, right? Like the 1930s. But I'm not out here watching slop, okay? And if you don't want to be slop, don't watch slop. Don't associate with slop. Don't put yourself around slop. Don't tolerate slop, okay? Because you are what you put in, okay? That's food, that's information, that's the people that you surround yourself with, that's the thoughts that you choose to have about yourself. It's the way that you speak about yourself, right? All of it. Because why? Say it with me, class. Everything's a wave. Quantum mechanics, funny. Stephen Hawking, always looking for the united theory of the universe and never quite found it. I wonder if his involvement with Epstein had anything to do with that. But who knows? Ain't no telling, y'all. Ain't no telling. Anyways, everything is a wave. And so if you are choosing and curating what you're letting into your universe, right? Because you are a giant, bag of water with like cellular amoeba floating around in you, okay? Like, yes, science people, I know that's not particularly correct, but like, y'all get what I'm saying, okay? We're, 90% water. We're just a big bag of like space slop floating around with like independently acting cells that are influenced by the environment that you soak them in, okay? And that's why it's everything everywhere all at once, okay? Everything everywhere all at once. And so for me, creatively, I am always trying to be as present as possible, but I'm a daydreamer, right? So like that's where my particular, like I'm always thinking about clothes. I'm always thinking about what should I be wearing in any particular environment? What would I want other people wearing? Like your girl is designing a set. I mean, cast, characters, decor, all of it, because the world ain't doing it for me, okay? And what they're pushing is good design is depressing, okay? This like minimalist design, I wasn't having it then, I ain't having it now, okay? And they've been pushing this for like nigh on 2 decades, okay? Your girl is a new school Parsons grad. I can go on and on and on about this systematic degradation of design education in, the service of pushing slop, okay? Things used to be made beautifully, and it's not like things have gotten more difficult to manufacture. As a matter of fact, everything that we used to do that was beautiful and fantastic is easier to do today than it was then. So why are we not doing it? What have you got to be upset about? What have you got to complain about? Nothing. Nothing. Diva extraordinaire, let me just tell you. Yes, yes. Oh, hold on, y'all. Let me just go deal with this, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. By the way, Queen, the band, their song Princes of the Universe was just on, which is a song from the movie Highlander, released in the 1980s, and the whole soundtrack had an entire, like, currently unreleased album, basically, written for it by Queen. So, fun little fact, phenomenal movie, fantastic song, and Henry Cavill is apparently starring in a reboot of the Highlander movie series, whatever, which Highlander is a sacred film in this household, okay? But I do love me some Henry Cavill, okay? The man can eat crackers in my bed whenever he wants to, okay? I mean, but anywho, we were talking about the creative process. So for me, I like to live in the world as much as possible, right? Like, my design is deeply influenced by how I live, right? And how I see the people around me living, right? Like, what are the, oh, he sent you back, huh? Yeah, you got sent back? She's been real hormonal. Yeah, I heard it. She's been real hormonal, and it happens in the wintertime. She wants to have little offsprings, okay? She wants to have offspring. She wants to perpetuate her line, and I can't blame you, baby. I can't blame you. I get it. So she got sent back. She's not allowed to be doing that around certain people. It's not healthy. And it's a bad habit. She's going on an adventure now. But anyway, I like to, my design is informed by the way that you live, right? Like, it's informed by the way that I live. It's inspired by the way that the people that I know and I love and that I live my life around, and the communities that I live in. You know, what are they living in? And so I'm super informed with that. But, like, to do that, you have to do things, right? Like, and for the artistic and creative, yes, ma'am. The artistic and creative inspiration, right? Like the beauty, because it's not in this life, right? And I mean, it is, right? It is. But I mean that in the sense that you don't see architecture, you don't see public design focused on the way that it used to, right? Like, public buildings, the goal used to be to make the most beautiful, majestic, like, awe-inspiring structures as possible, because it meant something, right? And I don't mind these giant glass behemoths, but, like, you can't tell me that you couldn't add something, right? Like, in this day and age, you can't do more than just straight up and down. Like, come on. It's boring. It's boring. And at least the shit that we have to look at that's, like, relative eye level, right? Like, once you get above, I don't know, like, the 34th floor, right? Who kind of cares? But the Chrysler building, the Chrysler building is stunning. Could it use larger windows? Yes, of course. But, like, contextualize, darlings, okay? The Chrysler building is stunning. We have not built a beautiful skyscraper like that. We have not built a beautiful building, period. Look at the Obama library, darlings. It looks like a prison block. All right? It's gross. No one wants to go there. It is uninviting. And it's designed that way. It is designed to make you feel depressed, overwhelmed, subjugated, and downtrodden. And that's what it does. All right? Like, I'm tired of it. Tired, exhausted, over it. And that right there, so Clifton Duncan, I've recommended him as well. Adding him to my list of links to add. But Clifton Duncan is a actor, a stage actor, like a classic actor, who is really focused on revitalizing the quote-unquote culture, which is the art, it's the beauty, it's the music, it's the entertainment, it's the leisure crafts. But beyond that, right? It's just the craft, it's the art, it's the love, it's the dedication, it's the time that we as a society are allowed to contribute to the creation of beauty as a culture. And it's just not anymore, right? Like I already was talking about the film industry, right? Like who watches the Oscars anymore? Nobody. Who goes to the movie theater anymore? Nobody. Why? Because it's all ass, okay? And I know for a fact every single one of y'all spends at least 45 minutes to an hour just scrolling through the streaming applications, just trying to find something to watch, okay? It's revolting. It's revolting and it's a waste of time because it's all terrible. And it's by design, darlings. It's by design. And it's part of how we take back our collective identity and we start steering our school of fish in the proper direction and away from, this ideological idiocy, all right, that is really about splitting the populace and sowing disunity and division in order to distract with this hand from this hand stealing your money and subjugating you and making laws that are not for me, but for thee. Bird? Ma'am? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. What I tell you, you are not, no, come on. Get out of here. Go on. Come on. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm keeping an eye on you. I know you think I don't know what you're up to, but I do. Yeah.
Wheat field it is.
And don't think you can come over here and nibble this corner either. You heard me. You heard me. And I can hear you, all right? I'm a chick. I got eyes in the back of my head, bird. I know what you're gonna do before you do. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Go on. Go ahead. Yeah. Acting all casual. Out here acting all casual. The least casual. The least. But anyways, I got all distracted talking about, the decline of culture and beauty. And there's a couple of accounts that I follow. Beauty accounts. I got all the links and shit. So why am I not, doing reviews or whatever of these things? Well, because these are creators who have put a lot of time and effort into doing this for themselves, right? So like, I'm not going to steal their thunder. Go out, do your own research, babies. Like, what do we always say? It's the reading rainbow, darlings. Don't take my word for it. Go read it yourself, all right? Like, Mr. LeVar Burton was correct. Like, never take somebody else's word for something that you can go out and look at for yourself and form your own opinion about, all right? I don't care who it is. Anyways, and that's part of this, right? It's part of my identity. It's part of, and that's what building creativity and building a sense of self-reliance really comes down to, right? Is that you are secure in who you are, right? And who you try to be and the path that you are trying to take in life, right? Like, I'm an American. I am an American. My parents were Americans. My grandparents were Americans. One of my grandparents was an immigrant. And, other than her, the rest of my lineage were all Americans, right? And there's a lot of, like, that's what America is. America is, but it's more than that, right? Like, because I'm an American, I want to be self-reliant, right? Like, I want to be able to form my own opinions and not have some pie in the sky try and tell me what's right and what's wrong. No, I know that. I know that for myself. And I don't need you to tell me what's right and wrong. Like, I know. And so, and I know that because I'm able to read and I'm able to go out and access information independent of mouthpieces, right? It's why the internet is so fantastic. It's why they try so hard to control the internet, because the internet is a great democratizer, right? It's a way for anybody that has an iPhone to be able to research anything, right? I mean, are you kind of hamstrung by big, search engine providers? Of course, right? Because, they're a apparatus for control. But really, especially in the United States, you have every opportunity, if you so wish, to go out, do research, do foundational information hunting, and form your own opinion on anything. And so, and that's why, literacy is such a big deal, because if you can read, you can become informed and you can become your own personal weapon, right? Like, you become formidable if you can read and if you can understand language. And the more that you read and the more that you cultivate that skill, the more you are able to discern linguistic manipulation, right? Because that is what makes great actors and great politicians, right? Great public-facing individuals are those who have a higher grasp on the manipulation of communication. Let me go check on this bird. Bird?
Yeah. He came in and rocket striked trying to get us and hit a bunch of runners.
Okay.
What is she doing? Oh my gosh.
All right. We're back. She's not nibbling on the baseboards, so everything's good in the hood. How are we doing? Oh, we're just rocking and rolling, darlings. I have to keep an eye on the overheating of this thing, because this is used artifact that we're using to film here. But Anyways, so that's what literacy does, right? Is it allows you to become independent of needing someone to explain linguistics to you, right? And because linguistic manipulation, like, of course, like, are you kidding me? It's the ground floor of everything. And because it's how you influence what people think, and how people feel about something. So, but anyways, so long, this is a winding web. All of these things, and also, I love books. I like reading books. I like books, okay? And this is not even all of it, okay? This is just this shelf. We got nothing but books, and we're looking to add more shelves because we got books piling up in corners at this point, okay? So, but anyways. Modulation control, please.
Oh, come on. God damn it. I got killed.
All right, well, you know what? He was informed, and if he doesn't, that's on him. But anyways, what was I talking about here? My winding road of creativity. That's a pretty good one. Winding road of creativity. All right, when you're trying to handwrite little notes to yourself, you realize why there used to be like a secretarial language, which I think they probably still use. I think it's what court reporters use. They just use it on a specialty like typewriter thing. But you know, they're probably going to replace that with like speech recording and AI now. So court reporters better start looking for a new job. But anyways, so so good. Talking about literacy. Oh, yes, I love books. Books are fantastic. They are one of my favorite hobbies, okay? And that's the thing, right? As well, is that to be creative and to have your own, you know, creative passion and to fuel that, you have to have hobbies, darlings, okay? You have to have hobbies. And reading is one of mine. Watching old films is one of mine. Art is one of mine, like old art, okay? I don't really like the MoMA. I go to the MoMA for the outdoor patio, which, what's I say about the MoMA? But again, we got that link in the bio, or little, not the bio, but link in the little, about the MoMA and the CIA, okay? It will forever change how you see that museum, as it should. Anyway, so I like art. I like art, just art, full umbrella art, two-dimensional art, sculpture, dance, music, love music, listen to music all the time. I think there's just, I love art. And then my other hobbies, besides reading and everything, happen to be the crafting skills necessary to do what is my job, right? Which is clothing. I am a tailor, I'm a seamstress, I'm a couturier, right? And when I say a couturier, what do I mean? I mean that I'm a tailor, I'm a seamstress, I work on embroidery, I know knits, I work on, you know, I know how looms work. I'm into, you know, the craft of wool and fiber manufacturing, right? Like couturier, I know soup to nuts, right? Soup to nuts, if it's got to do with clothes, I'm into it, okay? That's what I mean by couturier, right? But at the heart of it, being a designer is about the craft, whether that's fashion design, whether that's furniture design, whether that's architectural design, whether that's plumbing, whether it's building a house. Whatever you do, it is a craft, and if you work on it diligently enough and in the direction of functional perfection, mixed with artistic consideration, you are a designer, okay? And I mean, I'm a glorified blue collar worker, right? I work at a sewing machine when I'm making, like when I am doing my job, which realistically, I'm doing my job 24/7, 365, because it is who I am. I is what I is, okay? And that's, you know, my hobbies are my craft is my hobbies, like, yeah. And Bliss Foster, I'll put this in there too, Bliss Foster. So Bliss Foster is basically the only fashion critic that I follow. Love Bliss Foster. He's a duo with his wife, and there's a video that he just released about creativity that I think is flawless to just plug right in here. Also, Bliss, if you end up seeing this video because I mentioned your name and the algorithm might love me, would love for you to check out my shows and let me know what you think. We're in infantile stage here. We haven't even reached the 10-year mark, but we're working on it, okay? And feedback is how you improve. So go ahead, do your thing. And so, and he talks about, you know, this, like, how do you become a good creative, right? And I mean, I can testify, right? Like, you have to be in it and not like Pinterest in it, like out there living your life, viewing the world and curating a language that you can then translate into your craft, right? Translate the way that you view the world via, you know, expression into your craft. And like, that's what it is. That's what it is, right? Like, do you want to be a good photographer? You have to take a lot of pictures. You have to take a lot of pictures, and you have to be really interested in the skill of photography, because you might think that pointing and shooting is the nuts and bolts of it, but it's not. Photography uses the same skill sets that like painting and you know, good like two-dimensional art requires, right? Like, just because you aren't painting doesn't mean that you can't, that you still have to know about light. You have to know about composition. You have to know about color. You have to know about tone. You have to know about, you know, like I said, composition, but like, you have to know about these fundamentals in order to be able to compose a good, or to recognize a good moment when you see it, or to be able to compose the moment, right? Like, you have to know these skills to be a good photographer. You have to, and you have to practice them. You know, I talk about this with the beauty pageant stuff, but life is nothing but the cultivation of skills. It's literally like a video game, okay? Like, it's nothing but you getting to a point of self-reliance, which is recognizing what your particular strengths and weaknesses are, and then taking steps to improve, rectify, overcome, you know, capitalize on those particular XP points, right? And traits. That's all it is. And how do you do that? Every beauty queen knows, every athlete knows, anyone who has ever tried to be good at anything knows. It's repetition. I mean, who is the, oh God, Coltrane, John Coltrane. John Coltrane, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was Coltrane, who was famous for never playing a song when he was at home. He only ever played scales. That was all he did. He got insanely good at just the basics. Like, the man never stopped playing scales. And that was why he was so spectacular at jazz. Because it's Picasso. Why was Picasso so great at the art that he decided to do, deviating from classic art, right? Is because he was trained as a classical painter, as a classical artist, right? Same with McQueen. Why was McQueen such a revolutionary designer? Because he knew how to make the basics flawlessly, okay? He trained as a Savile Row tailor. You know, how do you become, Da Vinci, right? You work as a carpenter. Like, you work as an engineer. You learn how to be really good at building things. And that's what humans do best. So you have the potential, right? Like, I can't tell you how to be creative because I'm not you. I can't tell you what your creative, I'm going to flip it that and reverse it. I can't tell you how to create, but I can tell you how to be a creative. Whether you choose to do so or not is, baby, that ain't up to me. Okay, thank God, because I got a hard enough time with myself. But, yeah. Anyways. And beyond, and so to weave this web all the way back, bring our knotty string full circle, Ouroboros, as it were, is that I am interested in the world, in the environment around me, because I am an American designer. Like, I'm an American designer and I live in the world. I have to exist here. I have to try and make my way and do and operate within this reality. Whether it's a simulation or not is irrelevant, frankly, darlings. I have to. This is my daily existence. I have to learn how to navigate it. And you have the choice of deciding whether you want to do so successfully and to what degree. And I'm fortunate enough to be like double gold coins, like uber spawn blessed to be born in the United States and to have the ancestors that I do. Because, I mean, the mountain would be a lot higher if any one of those factors had been different. And blessed and highly favored, truly. But if you're here, if you're watching this, and then on top of that, if you're in the United States, I don't care what your situation is, you have the world at your fingertips if you want to hit the ground and commit. And that's the beauty of it. And that's what they want you to forget about, okay? That's why they're trying so hard to remove barriers to voting. Like, darlings, we all know everybody's got an ID, okay? That is like the number one thing that every like 15-year-old dreams of, okay, is getting your first ID. 16, whether it's because you get to start driving, whether it's just because turning 16 is a big deal, right? Like, for whatever reason, everybody has an ID, all right? And I can tell you, living in New York for 15 years, everybody has an ID, even if you don't drive. My best friend, she didn't learn how to drive till COVID, okay? Girl had an ID. Born and bred in Brooklyn. Your girl had an ID since she was like 16. Okay? Why? Because it's a landmark. It is the adulthood when you are growing up is getting an ID, right? Having something with your name on it that identifies you as being an American. God damn it. Okay? That is, it's a cultural touchstone that we share because it's so important, right? You get to carry the ID because it means you get to drive. It means that you get to go out into the world and exist independently, right? It means that you get to, in a couple of years, you get to buy cigarettes, you get to buy chewing tobacco, you get to vote, you get to buy firearms, right? Like, it's a big deal. And that's why they want to just hand it away. They want to devalue it. Why? Because it's good for them, okay? Because they don't want you to have power. Because they're bribing people who are here illegally. Like, another little full circle moment. That is why language matters, okay? Language matters, and the reason that they have diluted language and have manipulated language is because it matters. There is a huge difference between being an illegal and being an immigrant. My nana was an immigrant, okay? I got friends who their parents are immigrants. I got friends who they are immigrants. But you know what? World of difference between being an immigrant and being an illegal. That's why they didn't want you calling them illegals, okay? That's why a couple of, like, I think it's been like 10 years now. 10 years they made a huge stink about calling people illegals. No, darling, that's what they are. And they stopped doing it because they knew that what they were doing was wrong, and that if you called them an illegal, it meant that all of this nonsense that's going on right now is all for show. It's all, hey, look at this hand. Oh, hey, look at the magician's assistant's hot titties, right? That's what it is look over here while this hand's in your pocket, okay? That's what it is. And they changed the language because it's easier to convince you when you've been told that you can't call things by what they are. Illegal. Crossing the border without doing the proper steps. Illegal. Criminal. That is a criminal act, okay? Doing something illegally means you are a criminal, okay? Criminal. Shit. I could probably be qualified as a criminal if New York prosecuted jaywalking laws the way that they do, but New York can't even prosecute actual felonious crime. So they sure as hell are not gonna be coming after my ass for jaywalking. But like, anyways, language matters. And where was I going? You know, that's the problem with weaving this web. But it'll come back to me. But yeah, it's why you being a educated, informed, literate, and card-carrying ID American voter is the most powerful thing in the world. It is the most powerful thing in the world. And that's why they are doing everything that they can to keep you distracted from that. So you know what? This is my little moment of platform, okay? Go out. Register to vote if you haven't. I don't give a flying fart in the wind if you're one of these people that's out, oh, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Okay, well then shut the fuck up. Sit down, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear from you, because if you can't even participate in this with your right as a U.S. citizen to make the decisions of what happens with the freaking world, okay? Because we are the engine of the world, darlings, okay? This global nonsense does not happen. We are all just scattered tribes in the desert without the United fucking States, okay? And if you don't want to go out and exercise your right to steer this ship, shut up. Shut up, okay? Otherwise, go out, register to vote, register as a D or an R, and go and vote in your primaries. And you know what we've been saying? No matter who, vote new. Why? Because we got to get these shitheads out of here. Okay, we're not playing these games anymore. We're getting rid of it. We are taking back the ship, darlings. Okay, we ain't putting up with this nonsense. And where's my little list? I made a little list. What do you need to be looking for in a new candidate? It's got to be somebody new, somebody fresh, somebody who the only things that they're talking about are term limits, voter ID reform, voter reform, okay, judicial impeachments, and budget cuts. If that's not the four-legged stool that your contestant is running on, don't do it. Don't do it. And then when you vote them in, and if they don't deliver on that, immediately, and I mean immediately, if you don't see some kind of action next time, boot them, baby. And just keep doing it till we get somebody in there that's willing to do it. All right? Because that's what it's going to take. And that is what will happen. Because I know y'all are fed up. You know how I know? Because I'm fed up. Okay? So go out. No matter who, vote new. Vote, period. And be the educated, literate citizenry that I know you are. Okay, I know every single one of you, even the ones that out here need to be breaking big rocks into little rocks. Y'all know what's up, okay? You can't stick your head in the sand for this long, and eventually the earthquake is gonna let you know whether you like it or not, okay? We know, and we're done. We're done with this nonsense, all right? So, go out. Be an educated American citizen. Go build up and bulk up that self-reliance, babies. Okay? Because I can tell you right now, my favorite people to see out in the world, no matter what their stripes, no matter what their creed, whatever it is, if I see you out in the world, and I can tell, because we all can tell, because we can sniff out authenticity, y'all. We can. And they know we can. That's why they keep trying to do that whole magician trick with you. All right? They trying to fool you. We can smell authenticity. And I see every single one of you that has found that core of self-reliance, and you are working to move down that path of saying, you know what? I'm going to do what I want. And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. I see you. I see you out in these streets. And it makes me so proud, so happy, so thankful. And we're going to win, y'all. We are going to win. Why? Because we are the goddamn United States of America. Okay? That's why. That's why. All right? We are built from the ground up from a group of people who are indomitable. All right? We are indomitable. It is why we are the best. It is why we are the economic engine of the world. It is why everybody wants to come here, okay? It's why the deep state is trying to control the way that this ship goes, because we are the best. And why are we the best? Because as individuals, we are self-reliant, ruggedly individualistic motherfuckers, okay? Who are willing to look at our neighbor, shake his hand, and say, you know what, my dude, I'm in it to win it with you in this game of life. And we're both going to have beautiful yards. We're both going to have the opportunity to create beautiful, lovely things and live in a beautiful, lovely way and spread our seed deep into the future so that our children's children can be captains of the fucking universe, okay? And doing it in the most fabulous, beautiful, artistically insurmountable way possible. So get out there, y'all. And do everything now. Because there is no tomorrow. And it's a good day, y'all. Doesn't get any better than this. Don't trust anybody. And it doesn't get any better than this. Have a good one, y'all.